Have you ever just stopped and wondered, what am I actually made of? I don't mean in some deep philosophical way, but chemically. What are the fundamental building blocks that come together to create, well, you? To find the answer, our story isn't going to start in a biology lab. Nope. It starts in the incredible vastness of space.
I mean, think about that for a second. Could the very first ingredients for life have been delivered to our planet from the cosmos? It sounds like something straight out of science fiction, doesn't it? But the evidence is, and I mean this literally, written in stone.
So let's go back in time to September 1969. In a small town called Murchison, Australia, people hear this incredible roaring noise, and they see these bright lights streaking across the sky. It was a meteorite, and not just any meteorite. This rock had formed 4.6 billion years ago, right around the same time as our own sun. What they saw was the spectacular arrival of a messenger from the very beginning of our solar system.
So what did scientists find when they cracked this ancient rock open? Well, yeah, they found carbon, but they also found something amazing: 15 different amino acids. Now, if you remember just one thing about amino acids, it's this. They are the essential building blocks of proteins, the actual machinery of life itself. This discovery just blew the whole question wide open. Did space literally deliver the starter kit for life on Earth?
Okay, so if these amino acids are the bricks of life, then you need a place to assemble them, right? You need a workshop. And on our planet, that universal workshop, the essential medium for pretty much all life, is water.
Just look at that number, around 80%. Let that sink in for a moment. That's how much of your body is just water. It's in between your cells. It makes up most of your blood. It's the main ingredient in your cytoplasm. In a very real sense, we're all just walking, talking oceans.
But why is water so crucial? It's because it's the ultimate solvent. Think of your cells as these tiny, unbelievably busy factories. Water is the liquid everything happens in. It's where raw materials get moved around, where products get assembled, and where all the waste gets flushed out. Without water, the whole assembly line of life would just grind to a halt.
All right, we've got the workshop, we've got the building blocks. Now we need to turn the lights on. We need power. If your body is a high-performance machine, then our first key molecule, carbohydrates, is its high-octane fuel. It's all about providing energy and doing it fast.
So what are carbohydrates really? Well, at their core, they're made of just three elements: carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen. The most basic unit is a simple sugar, like glucose. You string a few of those together, and you start to get more complex carbs, like the starch that plants use to store energy.
And here's why that matters. When your cells burn just 1 gram of carbohydrate, they release 17 kilojoules of energy. That's the power behind every thought you have, every move you make, every beat of your heart. Now, remember that number, 17. It's going to be important in a minute.
You might be wondering, how do we even know if a food has these simple sugars in it? Well, there's a pretty cool and colorful way to check. It's called the Benedict's test. You basically just mix your food sample with a blue solution and heat it up to see what happens. And the results are super easy to read. If the liquid stays blue, nope, no sugar. But if you see that color start to shift from green to yellow and all the way to a deep brick red, bingo! You've got a clear sign that food is packed with quick energy fuel.
Okay, so carbohydrates are like the gasoline for your car, quick burn fuel. But what about when you need to store energy for the long haul? That's where our next molecule comes in. You can think of fats as your body's rechargeable, long-life battery pack.
Fats, which are also called lipids, have a totally different structure. They're built from one glycerol molecule connected to 3 long fatty acid chains. And they have one key property, a superpower really. They do not dissolve in water. You already know this, right? Oil and water, they just don't mix. And that little quirk of not mixing with water makes them perfect for some really critical jobs. They form the barrier around all of our cells. They act as an amazing insulator, like the blubber on a whale. And most importantly, they are fantastic for storing energy. And here is the kicker. Remember that 17 kilojoules we got from carbs? Well, 1 single gram of fat stores a whopping 39 kilojoules. That is more than double the energy. This incredible energy density is exactly why fats are the perfect choice for long-term energy reserves.
So, we've covered fuel for now, and we've covered our battery packs for later. But what about the actual stuff that makes you, you? The structures, the machines, the workers.
If your body is like a city, then proteins are the steel beams, the construction crews, the communication lines, and the defense force, all rolled into one. They pretty much do everything.
And this is where our whole story comes full circle. Proteins are these enormous, complex molecules made of long, long chains of, you guessed it, amino acids, the very same molecules found in that Murchison meteorite. And unlike carbs and fats, proteins bring another key element to the party: nitrogen.
I mean, seriously, what don't proteins do? Their job list is just staggering. They're the construction crews building new cells, the tiny machines we call enzymes that run every chemical reaction, the security guards called antibodies that fight off invaders, and even the delivery trucks carrying oxygen in your blood. From your hair to your hormones, proteins are the true workhorses of life. But how can one type of molecule do so many wildly different things? Well, the secret is all in the shape. The specific order of amino acids makes each protein chain fold up into a unique, complicated 3D structure. And that precise shape is what gives it its power. It's like a key that's designed to fit one and only one specific lock.
So we have the workers, these amazing, versatile proteins. But where do they get their instructions from? Who tells them which amino acids to grab and what order to put them in? Well, that brings us to the ultimate authority in the cell, the master blueprint. That blueprint is deoxyribonucleic acid, or as we all know it, DNA. This one incredible molecule contains the master code, the complete and total set of instructions for building every single protein your body will ever need. It's the ultimate recipe book for making you.
And we all know its iconic shape, right? The double helix. It looks just like a twisted ladder. The two long strands make up the sides of the ladder, and the rungs in the middle are made of pairs of chemicals that we call bases.
And the way these rungs are built follows a beautifully simple, unbreakable rule. The base A will always pair up with T, and G will always pair up with C. That's it. That's the whole rule. This elegant simplicity is the foundation of the entire genetic code, which dictates the sequence of amino acids in every last one of your proteins.
So when you really think about it, from amino acids that might have come from space, to the water that fills our cells, to the molecules that fuel us, store energy for us, and build us, it all comes down to a code. The sequence of bases in your DNA dictates the shape of your proteins, and that, in turn, dictates, well, everything about you. So the final question, the really mind-blowing one is, what is it in that code that makes your blueprint so uniquely yours?